Alright, so today is Thursday, July 6th, and I just raised anchors a few minutes ago. We are in the port of Fairport, Ohio, just east of Cleveland. So you can see the nice sunrise coming up. It's a little after 6 in the morning. Sunrise and a silhouette of the Perry nuclear plant. Not quite the view of New England, but hey, you know, we'll take what we can get. So today we're normally from this place, a normal port to go to onward from here would be Cleveland, which is about 40 miles away. We're going to make use of the mild weather. It's supposed to be light and variable winds today, and just make sure I get in the right heading here. We're going to keep going west to an area called Kelleys Island. It's a cluster of islands in the western part of Lake Erie. Kelleys is one of them. I'm not sure if we're going to stop there or another island. But we're trying to make good use of the mild weather and see how far we can get west before the traditional nastiness of roughness of Lake Erie kicks back in when the wind switches back to out of the west-southwest. So that's the plan for today. This is day 3 of us progressing west on Lake Erie. Like I said, the weather's been pretty mild. We've had a couple hours of sailing each day. The big annoyance has been the bugs. I mean, they're just out of control. Right now there's not many around, and this is what happened before. The first day we left Buffalo, it was fine, and then all of a sudden we were inundated like a mile off the shore. So eventually we washed down the boat in the afternoon. That helped a little bit, and at the end of the night, on our first night, they were pretty much gone, and we had a nice time out in the foredeck having wine and cheese and a great swim in the water, very refreshing. So second day yesterday, we headed off, same thing. It was like Groundhog Day. A little different bug though. It was this thing called a stable fly. It kind of looks like a black fly, but it's a little bit bigger, and they do bite. Not like a mosquito where your skin bumps up and reacts to it, but they bite, especially down around your ankles, and it's really annoying. And like I said, they'll come out all of a sudden when you get offshore, and the whole time we were underway yesterday, we had these bugs. So we're now running with our bug screen up around our Dodger all the time while we're underway. It's a little bit of a challenge because you can't quite see through it as well, but it's a savior. We had planned on using this just when we were at anchor in the evening. Normally we're used to in New England where you get mosquitoes that come out at dusk, and it's pretty common. You go down below or like put a screen up like this and deal with it for maybe 2 hours or so, and then later in the evening when the sun has gotten down, you're fine. And during the day you're fine too, but this is a little bit annoying because we're killing flies all day long. So there's kind of no relief. Yesterday we, in desperation after having all these dead bug carcasses all around the boat, we decided, okay, we'll have to wash the boat down again. Maybe that'll be it. And we'll wash down all the interior. And that didn't really help. I mean, we had a clean boat, which is nice. But here's a view of this lighthouse, by the way, on the way out. I don't know the name of the lighthouse, but it's kind of cool looking. And so, you know, a few minutes after finishing up washing the boat down, the boat was nice and clean, but the bugs all of a sudden reappeared. And they're pretty much the stable flies. That's that and a gnat. The gnats are annoying, but not as annoying as the stable flies. They come and they circle around you, they bite, and like I said, we want to think if it was like in the evening, but it's all day long. So we came here to Fairport, end of our third day, and we anchored off this little town beach, and everybody was frolicking ashore, kayaking, swimming, paddleboarding, having a good, July summer day in the water, and I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, you know, aren't you experiencing all these flies, and how can you live here? This has got to be the most, I don't know, you know, if there's an infestation all of a sudden of these at a certain time of the summer, then, you know, everybody must be annoyed with us. But they were having a good time, and lo and behold, as we got anchored, I mean, some of the flies went away, and it didn't become that too bad, and we actually, again, went for a nice swim at the end of the day, right before the sun went down, and it's super refreshing. It's fresh water, so we jumped overboard, got wet, lathered up with soap and shampoo, and jumped in again to rinse off, and it just felt super refreshing. After swimming, you know, off the coast on the boat in Cape Cod and different places, it feels good, but it's definitely salt water, and you have this sort of, you know, salty feeling, taste your mouth, and, you know, the salty residue on your body afterwards. This is like, you know, really cool, because it's just like taking a regular bath or shower at home. So it saves us water, and it feels really refreshing, and that's kind of our savior right now, is having that at the end of the day with the bugs going away. Actually, it's sort of like the opposite now that I think about it from New England, where at dusk we have no bugs, and it feels good, and all the rest of the day we have bugs. And in New England, it's, you know, you have a few bugs at the end of the day, and that was it. So we're kind of at a crossroads here, I have to say. I mean, we're really frustrated with the experience of this. Is this going to be what it's like to cruise in Great Lakes? And you know, I don't think either of us really want to come out and fully say it, but we've had 2 days now of this, and this is day 3, and I think if it's going to be another Groundhog Day of this same thing, I don't know, we might divert and change plans and go with a plan B, and I'm not sure what, but it's not quite what we had envisioned. And maybe that's related to the fact that we've seen sailboats out, but they've been day sailing boats. There's some boats offshore here last night doing a Wednesday night sailing race. We've seen nobody like us who's on a sailing trip along Lake Erie or whatever. And there could be several reasons for that. Make sure I get the right course here. There could be several reasons for that. You know, just this kind of thing doesn't appeal to many people, or they don't have the desire to do it. Or B, it's actually kind of tough like this because of all the bugs and headwinds that typically occur in this direction on Lake Erie. Or smaller boats than us that draw a little less depth. The option for them when they come to the Erie Canal is to go up to Lake Ontario and then go on what's called the Trent Severn Canal. That you need about 5 feet or less to transit, and that dumps you right into the Georgian Bay and North Channel, which is our ultimate destination, and everybody tells us we should be spending all the summer there. So they might be going that route. Definitely all the powerboats, trawlers, and all that, that's a typical route to do on the Great Loop. So that might be why we're not seeing anybody in this direction. So who knows? But it's kind of, if we have another full day of bugs, either we're going to find a great way to put up with it, or we may be choosing plan B. The only thing that I found that started to work better, we put on bug spray and DEET and all that, and it really does help with these bugs, is to just like cover as much of your skin as possible. So I've got the great fashion statement here of my running pants I use in the wintertime, double layer socks because they do bite through your clothes, and long sleeve polypropylene shirt that I again use when I run in the wintertime, and gloves. Even though it's going to be like 80 degrees today, this is the attire, so they only can get me around my face, and that seems to help. They do bite through clothing, but it's a little bit less, and that type of cover up seems to work better. So we'll see. Anyway, that's the update for today, and hopefully we'll be able to keep making progress west. Take care. Okay, in case this is my last message to the world, because I've been devoured by Lake Erie bugs, I want there to be evidence to show that there really is annoying, nasty bugs here on Lake Erie. Whether that's because of there's no wind out today, as you can see it's totally glassy calm, or some other strange reason. But they are everywhere. They're on my book I'm trying to read. They're all over this screen that Karen built. Some of them are on the outside, some of them are on the inside. If you can see out in the cockpit there, around the table, around the instrument pod, just covered with bugs everywhere. All over the place. We just washed down the boat about an hour ago, and soap and water like we've done every day for the last 3 days. And they kind of go away. They kind of swarm in certain areas that you're washing, and they land on the other areas you aren't currently washing at the moment. But they don't kind of completely go away. There's a whole bunch of them. Probably can't see it too well, but up on the solar panel, you can kind of see them on the arch there. But we've been using the vacuum to suck them up inside in the cockpit, in the cabin area. That worked okay for a while. Now the vacuum battery needs to be charged. So we're going with the fly swatter non-battery required option. And it's hard to keep up with them. So we're just trying to keep them out of this Dodger area so that we can take turns navigating, making sure that we're on course and away from boats. We haven't seen any real boats at all. There was one boat down there, a big sort of a trawler that was headed towards, I don't know where, west of Cleveland. We're just north of Cleveland, north and west of Cleveland right now. So, like I said, in case you don't hear of me again and hear of Karen, we got devoured by bugs in Lake Erie. This is the only surviving evidence.